defending back-to-back WCBL champions for a 7th time, the Okotoks Dawgs.
Welcome to episode 240 of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast. I'm Joe McFarland. For the 7th time in franchise history, the Okotoks Dawgs are Western Canadian Baseball League champions. In front of a packed Seaman Stadium, they beat the Medicine Hat Mavericks 13-5 in the winner-take-all Game 3 of what turned into a wild series. After winning Game 1 8-0, the Dawgs went to Medicine Hat, where they were pummeled 12-9, and the score was kind to them given they scored 6 in their half of the 9th inning to make it much closer than it really was. Even in that final game, it took a few crazy turns where the Dawgs built up a 5-0 lead, then the Mavericks tied it up with a 5-run 6th inning. In a game of whatever you can do, I can do better, the Dawgs scored 6 in their half of the 6th and never looked back, adding 2 more in the 8th to finish out their 2nd consecutive championship. Ian and I were there for all of the action, and we'll start with him as he sat down with several other reporters and head coach Lou Pote.
Lou, congratulations on a 7th WCBL championship title. Walk me through what this means to you tonight.
Wow, man, it's just it's just an honor to be able to coach these guys and just let them go out and play. They do all the work. They come ready to play after a long college season. So to be able to just sit back and watch and it's the best feeling in the world to just watch them go out there and have fun and go out and do it again.
Talk about this team. It seemed like the whole next man up thing really was a thing for this team. During the regular season, the playing time was really evenly distributed. Just talk about that whole everyone stepping up and filling a role.
Yeah, like that was just, coming into taking the position. It was, how do you manage time, because as baseball players, we want to play every inning, every game, right? So understanding that and, just having leaning on Mitch and Joe and Dave and Andy, everything works, so we just communicate with each other on how it works, and they've been through it before, so to be able to just go out there and understand that. And like I said, these guys have been ready, whatever we've asked them, give a day off, and then they're ready to play. So it didn't matter who we put out there, we felt like we were the best team.
You talked about the coaching staff, like Mitch, what this means to him. You've been in constant communication with them, and he's been following this team, I'm assuming. What's kind of the talk now, especially with the celebration? Wish the big guy was here to celebrate with us, man. This is, I'm just doing this for a year, and everybody here going into next year would, if I'm not the coach, I'm like that's something I'm going to talk to the guys about. That's what I want, because that means Mitch is back and back here in Okotoks where he belongs. You talk about these players. You touched on it as well in previous comments, but what can you say? Especially, I think it was almost half of your starting 9 went off to JUCO or college or whatever, or the pros, and to kind of see what the guys were able to do, throughout that time through the playoffs and now here.
So that's it, man. We just, the guys that have been through it, they do a great job with the new guys and making them understand that, and they see that, they feed off of it, right? So, it's like guys leave all the time and you have to go to college. So when they did, the guys were ready to play, and it's something that it's just unbelievable to watch, man, and to be able to coach these guys is awesome, man. It's just whatever we ask of them, they do.
Talk a little bit about the championship final. You guys seem to, you swept your way through the first 2 rounds, and in Medicine Hat, you kind of got punched in the face a bit. It was a very uncharacteristically, not much of a Dawgs game, right? Lots of errors. Yeah. And then tonight, even in the 5th, there was a bit of a wobble there too, where Medicine Hat tied it up. Just walk me through the emotions and just what you were thinking as you saw the adversity play out.
Well, that's the thing, and I think that's the thing that makes us, so successful with this group. Last night in Medicine Hat, there was never panic. It was just like keep playing the game, and then we got momentum at the end of that game, and I think that carried over to tonight, right? And hats off to Medicine Hat, man. We knew they were scrappy. We knew they were gonna, punch us in the face, and we just got to make sure we get the last punch. So just like I said, there's no panic, and that's the best thing about these guys. They just love playing the game, and there's never any kind of panic. So when you get a team that's talented and doesn't care who gets the credit and doesn't panic, nights like this happen.
Tell us about your back-to-back MVP, Brendan Luther. What did you see from him? He just seemed to be such a catalyst throughout the playoffs.
Yeah, the kid just works, man. He works day in, day out. He's in the weight room. Never has a bad day. As even-keeled as you're going to be. And obviously just rises to the occasion. So, he got us going and kept us going the entire postseason, man. So he's just a phenomenal human being.
How about some of the younger guys, the two Erics, stepping into the lineup? What did you see from them?
It's the same, it's like they've been there all year. And that's what the program does, man. They're in big situations on their teams, and they're counted on their teams. So when they come in this environment, it doesn't faze them at all. So that's one of the things I told them. I was like, you guys ain't going anywhere. Hopefully, we have you guys for the next couple of years, and then we celebrate again. So just two phenomenal players, and again, just ready for anything.
What did it mean for you to add to the winning legacy of the Dogs here, in your first year?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Adding to the winning legacy with the Dogs in your first year as head coach here, what does that mean to you?
It's what we do here, I guess. I didn't really feel any pressure because we had, just a good core group of guys coming back that have come through the academy, and guys just buy into it. So being able to just kind of add another one is exactly what I wanted to do, and it's easy when you get a group of guys like this to step into that role. So this is all them, and I just happen to be able to get the guy that wrote the lineup down.
What do you remember most about this team?
Just a fun group, man. Just fun and just absolutely awesome people. And that's it, man. Like they're great. They're all great baseball players, but they're even better people. And that's the thing that I enjoyed the most.
Next up is the playoff MVP, and for a second year in a row, it was shortstop Brendan Luther, who hit .344 with 3 home runs and 10 RBI, taking the team on his back one more time. Moses Waldo from Global News and myself were able to track him down post-game.
Playoff MVP, second time in a row. How's that feel?
Really awesome. I'm glad, we got the win. All I want to do out there is just go and win. And, if I play well, I play well, but I'm just glad the other guys behind me are winning too. So
You did have a bit of a shake-up in the 6th, but you came back in the home half and kind of put your stamp in the game. Tell me the resiliency of this group.
Yeah, we're gritty. I think I said it before, what we didn't have in the talent, we had in grit. It was a lot of guys who want to win, who will do the right things to win. And I just think, that's really what helped us put up a 6th spot and win that inning. We wanted to win every inning, every day. And I think that's what we did all playoffs, and that's why we won this.
And the next man up, I guess, so to speak, right? Because I think, if my memory is right, 4 of your 9, almost half of your starting lineup ended up going back to college or is in the pros. So, what's kind of the process there to kind of bring everybody else and make sure they're all on the same page?
Yeah, there's a lot of guys, academy guys here that did such a great job, and we're really deep. We're so deep, and the high school guys, Hartman, Machej, they stepped up in a big moment, and I don't know if I could do what they did in that spot, but it was just we were so deep, and that's why I think we got this.
Was there a moment in that 6th inning, as you guys were coming to bat, where you went, okay, new ball game? What was the mindset going into what was a 5-5 tie at the time?
So before we go out on defense every inning, we say win the inning. And, as I came in, we were pumped, and I heard the guys on the bench say win the inning. And, that was really big for us because we've been following that motto all year. So to apply it in kind of the biggest game of the year, it's huge. I'm glad we went out and did it.
Talk about that bus ride back here last night, because it's been a wild 48 to 72 hours, to say the very least, for this team. What was it like sitting in that bus last night?
Joe said it the best, basking in, and then we stopped at A&W, and he said, forget about it after this. So we had 5 minutes to see what we did wrong, and right after that, it was lighthearted. We went and played some Mafia on the bus, and kind of got back to the normal way we do it. If it's a win, we want it to be happy. Look at the things we did wrong and look at the things we did right. It's the same thing when we lose. So,
how gratifying is it to win it at home again?
You always want to sweep, you always want to do it, but I mean, it can't get better than this. I don't know what else to say. It just really can't get better than this.
Talk a little bit about what made this team special.
It's just grittiness. Honestly, we were grinders, and we just worked so hard this year. And it was guys in at 1, 2 p.m. 4 games, and we were just, we wanted to win. We wanted to get our good swings off, and we're competitors. That's about it.
What do you got to say about this Medicine Hat team? Because it felt like they were kind of the underdogs, obviously, but at the same time, they won 14 of 18 going down the stretch. You clearly weren't taking them lightly either.
No. I think when they beat Moose Jaw, it was either team coming out of the East was going to be really tough. And, the fact that we went to 3 games, it didn't surprise me because they were such a gritty and such a damn good team. So they shouldn't have anything to hang their heads at. They played us right till the end, and they were a great competitor.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
You're going to be coming back one more year. You got a chance for a 3-peat. Is you thinking that yet, or how's that working?
I'm going to celebrate this one right now, and then we'll talk about 3-peat maybe in a couple days.
Batting second in the order through the series was outfielder Logan Grant, who hit .290 with a pair of RBI, both in the finale, as he was just a home run away from the cycle, including a pivotal triple in that crazy 6th frame.
First off, Logan Grant, WCBL champion. How does that sound?
Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Year 3 in this league, and finally, get the win. That's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
What did it mean to you to do it in this barn? Because this has become kind of a home away from home for you.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, the fans are awesome. This place is rocking every single night. So, being a hometown-ish boy, it's awesome.
Talk a little bit about the performance in this series, because you win 8-0 at home, go back to Med Hat, and then you come back here. What was that bus ride like coming back here for Game 3?
Honestly, it was pretty loose. We were in a pretty good mood. We got on the bus and said, what, it's over. Let's bring it back Game 3 to our place and let's win it there.
How dicey was that 6th inning for you guys?
Obviously a little bit of a scare. Putting up 5 runs is horrifying on you, but it came in. I told everybody in the dugout, I said, hey, let's take a deep breath, and we know who we are. Went out, put up a 6 spot, so it's awesome. Awesome to be able to do that.
How'd that triple feel?
Absolutely phenomenal. That was one of the probably highlight of my baseball career as of now. That was awesome.
What did it mean to do it with this group of guys? What was it like? Because it seemed like it was next man up all the way through these playoffs.
Yeah, obviously. Every single guy in this lineup is a phenomenal hitter, great hitter. Luther said to me right after, he said, thanks for picking me up, and that's kind of, the way our lineup works is, one guy you might not have the AB that you want, but, pick each other up and keep it going.
Speaking of Luther, 2nd time in a row, playoff MVP. What's that guy mean to you guys in the dugout?
Obviously he's a leader. Obviously, he's a super important part of this team, and, I'm lucky enough I get to play with him at school at Bellevue. So, I get to see him, in the summer and at school, and, he's the same guy, big leader, just a gamer. The guy's a dude. He's so good. I love watching him play, and, it's just awesome to be on his side.
What will you remember about this team? What 5 years down the road, what will stand out about this team?
Just kind of the way that we bounced back. We had a couple rough stretches in there, and, we just, next game back, we just fired on and kept going, and, it was great. I think that's what I'll remember.
Another veteran who took his game to another level during the playoffs was Alejandro Cazorla, who hit .357 with 2 homers and 8 RBI while hitting cleanup.
Alejandro, we were standing here almost a year ago to the day, and you had the biggest grin on your face. This one seems just a little bit bigger. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely. No, I'm still at a loss for words a little bit. There's no other group of guys I'd go to war with, and I'm a little emotional right now just because, obviously last year we had a couple guys, these were their final games, and, guys like Caleb Lombard this year and Willie coming from Fort Mac as well. To win it for them is extra special, not just them. It wasn't the easiest year for a lot of guys. I personally myself had a tough season-ending injury last fall. I had to grind out rehab out here during the winter. There was a lot of days I was looking out of the weight room and in January, February, March, wondering if that snow was ever going to melt. And next time I knew, end of May hit, and the gauntlet begun. Unfortunately, I didn't get a spring season to play at school, but man, there's no other place I'd rather take the field than with the brothers I went to war with last summer. And man, can I say this one tastes all the more sweet because of that.
What was so special about this team from start to finish? What made them stand out that maybe was a little bit different than last year?
To be honest, there wasn't all too much. I think more than anything, there was a precedent that a lot of returners set. There was quite a bit of returners. At the same time, there were quite a bit of new guys. A lot of guys left throughout the season as well, but towards the end, you saw that core group of returners stay and stick it through. Unfortunately, guys do have to get to class and everything, so that we're not blaming anyone for anything. They got to get stuff done, down south, east, west, wherever it is. But when times get tough, when pitching depth gets a little slim, when the lineup card, guys on the bench, there's less and less and less guys. You look at those 9 guys on the field, and probably the 2 guys on the bench. They've been here before, and they know what's at stake. And I like to call it just solid playoff baseball. Obviously we didn't set that win record like last year, but we understood when the time came, playoffs, when August rolled around, we knew what had to be done. It's not a lot of baseball left once August rolls around, and the returners, this group especially, they knew that. They knew that. A lot of academy guys, we had a lot of success together throughout our high school years. We were blessed to have the success we had last year, and we didn't want that to go away this year.
How crazy has the last 48 to 72 hours been for you? Because you win game 1 8-0, you think you got it easy, and then you go over there, they put the boots to you. Coming back here couldn't have been very easy, could it?
2 words, deja vu. We got to trace it back all the way to last year. Same thing, Moose Jaw game 1. We can say it went our way, and then game 2 we kind of got, slapped in the face a little bit. Maybe not as hard as yesterday, but I will say there was almost a sense of calm coming back. There wasn't that panic, low-key, that we felt last year. I was talking to my good brother, Micah McDowell. Unfortunately, we can't celebrate this with him right now, but, I talk to him almost every day, and he was one of the first ones to reach out. And all he said was, man, don't stress like I did. Just look at it as an opportunity to win in front of everyone you love, and that's kind of how you have to take it. Obviously game 3, anything can happen, but man, with this group, it's almost harder to feel. It's almost harder to not win in a situation like this. Especially being at home, especially being with the crowd, and especially with this group. It's more than special. But yeah, obviously the bus ride back wasn't the easiest, but let's just say it was a little less stressful than last year. Even Joe talked to us. He said, hey boys, whatever happened. We have the opportunity to win at home. That's more than special. And obviously we love to win it here at home. So we didn't throw the game, for anyone wondering. We did not start a B lineup. We promise we worked hard.
Talk a little bit about, finally, just the team atmosphere. You talked about Brendan Luther, for example, MVP ×2. A lot of guys stepped up in those big moments, yourself included. Logan Grant gets 4 hits tonight. Like there's really that next man up mentality, and like you mentioned, even the young guys really stepped up when they needed to.
No, absolutely, and guys like Grant, he's a new guy this year, but we grew up playing with him in high school, so he knows the precedent, right, of the organization as a whole. Guys like Eric Hartman and Eric Machej, young guys. I was blessed enough to play with Machej back in 2021, and we knew what he can do. We've always known what he can do. He's going to have a great career ahead of him. Same with Hartman, and they stepped up to the plate real big. As a whole, not a lot of people see the behind the scenes. People forget it's a whole summer, not just the 56, 60 games that we play, but the off days where the guys are in the weight room, guys are kinking out things in their swing, guys are looking to get better defensively, whatever it may be. That's the things I see more than the wins and losses and hits and the stat line and the box score. Man, like even through rough times, when you see everyone just gathering around each other and putting in the work, hours before the game, right? That's what keeps you going. Whether in a slump, whether you're in the hottest streak of your life, whether you're in the hottest streak, whatever it may be. I owe everything to these guys. I owe everything to God our Father, Jesus Christ, who saved us. And man, if it weren't for this group that I've been blessed to be a part of, I can't say it, I'd be where I am today.
The vets tipped their hats to a pair of young Dawgs Academy players who stepped up in key moments to take over for players who had to leave for college. One was infielder Eric Machej, who hit .438 in 5 games with 4 doubles and a pair of RBI.
Just talk to me about, let's start with how you're feeling right now.
I mean, it's pretty incredible. Pretty incredible to do it in front of this many people, and, being a high school kid, you got the jitters when you're walking up to the plate for the first time and you hear your name called, and it's pretty special to hear the whole town behind you. But I mean, great group of guys to do it with. Me and Eric Hartman being the high school guys, we fit right in, and it felt great. We didn't feel like we were misplaced at all. We felt like we deserved to be here, and I thought we performed really well, and I'm just really proud of myself. I'm proud of my team, and I'm proud of my coaches and the Dogs in general.
Well said. How many regular season games did you end up getting into before playoffs?
I'm not too sure. I think around 10 or so.
Okay.
I did play quite a bit at the beginning of the year with no Ricky Sanchez and Brendan Luther, so I started at short quite a bit, which was nice to kind of get your feet wet.
Yeah.
But
Did that help out?
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, I've played when I was 16, I played up here with these guys for a bit, and it doesn't matter how old you are, it's still pretty impressive every single time. So I mean,
17 now?
18, just turned 18.
Right.
So
okay.
2 years ago, I played my first time here. It was incredible. Last year I got in a little, not as much, and then this year I was able to contribute and obviously help win a championship back home here. It's pretty impressive.
And you were a contributor for sure to that. Tell me about, was there early jitters stepping into the playoffs, or how did that go?
I'd say, I mean, there's always jitters in front of that many people, especially, I'm a younger guy on this roster, but I mean, I could definitely feel it first inning going out, and you're kind of out in the field, and turn around and you see all these people in front of you, and you're like, oh my goodness. But once you kind of get settled in, second, third, fourth inning, it starts to just, that's when all of the training, all the hours you put in really start to show. And I thought, my coaches did a great job, trying to get me ready for this type of experience, and I thought I did really well, and it was great time.
Talk about the approach at the plate. You went on a real doubles tear. I think, I'm not sure if you ended up leading in doubles by the end of the postseason, but you were there for quite a while. What was happening on the plate, and what were you seeing?
I mean, I saw a lot of first pitch strikes from a lot of guys. I know, some of the older guys have a more, probably a more mature approach at the plate than I do, but I mean, I always see just hit a ball hard anywhere. And, if you're going to throw me a fastball first pitch, I'll, try my best to turn it around. I got some over the plate that I was able to, put down the right field line, and I was able to, to get on, and like you said, to get a lot of extra base hits. But I would say just see it early and see it often is definitely what I was thinking.
And talk a little bit about this championship final. Dogs cruised through the first 2 rounds, swept their way in. Everyone kind of expected Sylvan Lake to be the big matchup, and then you guys go down to Medicine Hat and kind of get kicked in the teeth a bit. And then even tonight, that 5th inning was a little bit rough. They tied up the game. But you guys, you had that adversity, but you battled through it. Just talk a little bit about that roller coaster.
I mean, it's hard, especially, I'm definitely, a little rattled when they come back and they score 5 and they tie it up. But that's when you got to rely on, your older guys like Lombard and, younger Luther, guys like that are able to just calm you down and just reset, your coaches, it really comes down to just who you are as a team and how, deep you can be. And it's nice to be able to fall back onto some guys and not have to worry about carrying the load per se.
Who are you listening to? Who is it whispering in your ear to chill you out?
Definitely Luther. Me and him up the middle. I mean, he's, off the field, I definitely give him a hard time. I'm on his case all the time. I poke and nag, but I mean, on the field, I think he's a great fit, and I love playing next to him. Whether it be at third, at second, Lenahan at first. He's also another senior presence. I mean, it's nice. You got guys that have a lot of college experience, and on top of that, a lot of winning experience. As they won last year, so it's nice to sort of listen to what they have to say and reset into their mindset and that sort of thing.
Another rookie who turned heads was Eric Hartman, who was inserted into the lineup for the championship series and stepped up big time with a .375 batting average, including a home run and 5 RBI.
First off, congratulations on a 7th Okotoks Dawgs WCBL championship.
Thank you so
much. How does that feel?
It feels amazing. I was only here I don't know, less than half the season, I just came up with some buddies and got called up and just capitalizing. It's fun. Just fun winning and having fun with the fellas, so yeah.
How many games did you get into regular season? Any?
I would say the most I got into was probably 4. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, not much. I was, just happy to play, happy to be on the bench with the fellas, and just a good group of guys, and just loved every minute of it.
Did the regular season experience prepare you a little bit for playoffs, or not really?
I'm not used to this many people in the crowd, but playoffs was a whole new level for sure. Like when I first saw like game 1 of the finals, I was a bit nervous, but helped a little bit. But still, it's never gets old playing in front of the crowd. So.
And your first action in the playoffs was in the finals, correct?
That's all I got into.
Tell me about how you learned about that. Who told you that, and what was your reaction to getting into play?
Well, I was in Regina for another tournament. I texted Lou. I was like, Lou, I'm coming home, and he put me in the next day, and I was head over heels, and then just learned and trusted my other guys to help me out, and just played my game, stuck with it, and don't make it bigger than it is. It's just still our game. So
you had a great playoffs, even if it was just in the final. You homered in Medicine Hat. How did it feel to not just be here but to contribute as well?
It was amazing. Like at the start, it was just kind of being here and being just in case guy, but at the end to be a dude that they could rely on felt pretty special. That they liked me there. Yeah.
And talk about just the roller coaster of the finals in particular. Clinical win in game 1. It really looked like, okay, like this is probably going to be another sweep, and then go down to Medicine Hat and not so fast, right? You get kicked around a bit, and then even tonight, that 5th inning got a little rough. Medicine Hat tied it up. They didn't roll over at all.
No,
so
they competed all the way, and got to give props to them. They're competing, and even during the game today, scared us a bit, but it's how you answer, and we answered right away, so props to our guys.
The pitching staff was also pivotal in getting the Dogs to the title. One of them was Graham Brunner, who went 2-0 with an earned run average of 0 in identical 8-0 wins over Fort McMurray and Medicine Hat in Game 1 of each series. Ian caught up with him after Tuesday's game as he had to take off for college right after Game 1.
You pitched against Brooks in the playoffs last year. You got the win, a little rough
shaky,
road.
Yeah, a little shaky.
But what's been working so well for you this playoffs? Because it's 2 strong outings.
Added in a splitter about 3/4 way through the season, and it's been working really well. Just something to throw off the hitters with, different kind of spin, something like that. But change has been there, and just kind of pounding inside of the fastball more than often, and just kind of getting ahead, try to do as much as I can.
You've been around this team for a while now. Talk to me about this year's team. I thought last year's team had a lot of swagger to it. This is obviously a really good team as well. Just assess what you see in this Dogs team.
I think this is easily probably the second year with most of the academy guys coming back that I played high school ball with, and some younger guys I never played with, but now I'm old enough to play with them, and it's been really great. And I think a lot of guys are proud to play for the Dogs because they grew up in the academy, and so am I. It's been awesome, life-changing to come to Okotoks, and I think everybody's got a little bit of swagger to them, which is a good thing. But obviously stay home with the most times, but it's been great.
What's it like pitching with the kind of run support you guys have been getting in the playoffs here?
Oh, it's great because if you give up 1 or 2, it's oh darn. But average probably on the year they're at least putting up 8, and it's kind of a little worrisome. A little bit off your shoulders. You don't have to keep throwing up zeros every inning, but it's just having a nice relax and being able to fill it up and give up more hits than they were able to, and just throw up zeros as much as you can.
You've won championships with the Dogs previously. What would this, you still got a little ways to go to get it over the line, but what would this title mean to you if you're able to bring it home?
It'd be number 3 for me, which would be awesome, and hopefully next year I can come back and maybe win a 4th if we close out tomorrow, hopefully.
Not getting tired of all the winning?
No, never am. Always love it here.
And finally, the young man who closed the door on the championship was Seth Thompson. He made 3 relief appearances, 1 in each series against Fort Mac, Sylvan Lake, and Medicine Hat, striking out 3 and allowing just 1 hit.
Seth, first off, 2023 WCBL champion. How does that sound?
It feels very, very cool, especially after winning last year. It was definitely our goal to come back and
win it again for town and for the team.
Talk a little bit about being able to do it in front of the hometown crowd and a crowd that you've gotten kind of familiar with over the course of your young career.
Oh man, I mean, coming home and winning it in front of everybody is 10 times cooler than winning it on the road. I mean, I would have rather won it last night in the moment, but now coming home and winning it here, it doubles everything and makes it a lot more special.
What's going through your mind in the 8th when the coach is looking at you saying, you're going to shut this bad boy down?
Yeah, he told me out of the 9th, and my heart was beating pretty good. But then once I got out there, that was the calmest I've been the whole season. I was feeling very confident. Our hitters gave us a really big lead after we gave up 5. So I had a lot of confidence going out there again.
Did you have a game plan going into that final inning? Was it just batten down the hatches, let the D do the job, or what was going through your mind at that moment?
Let the D do the job was definitely going through my mind. I just wanted to get ahead of everybody. We had a pretty good lead, and I knew they were going to be free swinging. So going in, throwing strike 1, and then trying to finish them off, hopefully. Luckily, I got some pretty weak contact. They got out of it.
What was special about this team in your eyes?
Oh, man, a lot of things. We were a really tight squad. Last year, we were really tight, too, and I think that really helps our chemistry. Baseball's a divided sport. You got hitters and pitchers, and I feel like both groups collectively really came together, and it created a really special team.
Thanks to all of our guests for joining us to help recap the WCBL Championship, and congratulations again to the Okotoks Dawgs. We'd also like to tip our caps to the Medicine Hat Mavericks on a fantastic playoff run, and to all of the teams for an entertaining season. We will definitely be doing some more season follow-up on the podcast in the weeks ahead. A huge thank you as well to our Platinum supporters, the Okotoks Dawgs and AHB Academy, for all they do for us and for baseball in Alberta. Check them and all of our sponsors out at albertadugoutstories.com/supporters. Until next time, thank you for all of your support online, on social, and on air of Alberta Dugout Stories.